Hi everyone, it's me Thuy again, and today I will talk about tips to learn Vietnamese effectively based on my teaching experience, about 2,500 hours one-on-one classes. So I really hope that you can find this video useful for you. Okay, now let's go to the first part, pronunciation. This is the most important part of Vietnamese language because maybe you already know Vietnamese language is a tonal language and a huge amount of daily life vocabulary has only one syllable. So if you mispronounce one word, we're gonna misunderstand you. So that's why I usually suggest my students to get the pronunciation right from the beginning. Because you know that you're gonna spend like maybe 3 to 5 hours learning the pronunciation like intensively, but it's gonna be really helpful for you later because the other part is not very much like too difficult, but the pronunciation is really difficult and important. So for example, yêu, flat tone, yêu means to love. It has totally different meaning with yếu, up tone, means being weak. So, if you're dating somebody or you want to say some sweet words to your partner, pay attention to the tone of this one. Mệt quá.
Yêu thế.
Xoài này,
Ồ.
kombucha này.
Cảm ơn em.
Mệt quá.
Yếu thế.
Ai hiểu? The second part is vocabulary. One thing you should know when you learn a new word is that you pay attention to its pronunciation, the spelling, the tone, the symbol of the vowels, whether it's an A with the umbrella, or it's an A with a half moon or smiling face. Okay, because why is this? Because you know I have many students who tend to skip remembering the tones and the symbol of the vowels, and after a while it's going to be very confusing to them because they cannot remember from one word which vowel was that, and then they mispronounce it and then nobody would understand. So it's really important that you pay attention to the spelling of every word you learn. And then when you learn a new word, try to write down 10 times. I think that this will help you memorize better. Writing always helps you to memorize better, right? Or maybe it's at least just for me. And the last thing for the vocabulary is going to be extremely helpful if you have one language partner who can help you to practice the vocabulary you just learned. So in this way, when you practice the vocabulary you just learned, it's gonna make you maybe feel a little bit more confident that I learned something today, and this one is useful, people can understand me. The third part is listening. This is a really difficult part in learning Vietnamese because you know there are not so many good, not good, but interesting listening material. And Vietnamese people, we don't have the habit to slow down whenever we talk to foreigners yet. I hope that it's changing every day. For now, I think that it's kind of a little bit hard. So what can you do to improve your listening skill? For my personal experience, I think that if you can do practice active listening, will also help you a lot with the listening, with the pronunciation. So I think I usually suggest my students to practice listening sometimes. You know, you can watch the videos from the vloggers, from any teaching YouTube. First you can watch the video with subtitles, and then you will watch again without the subtitles. if the video is kind of like a bit fast for you, you can choose to slow down like maybe 25%. It's really helpful if you can spend just like 5 or 10 minutes per day like to practice listening. With this way you will get used to the tones, to the pronunciation. Yeah. By the way, I have been making some videos with slow Vietnamese, and if you have time, you can check it out. If it's too slow for you, you can maybe let's speed up a little bit. 25% depends. Some videos might sound natural, some video might sound a little bit like a chipmunk, but it's okay. Just to practice listening a little bit. The link is up there. The fourth part is grammar. Actually, this is quite easy and simple. I mean, of course, many people say that Vietnamese grammar is so difficult. I know, but you know that you don't have to have an extremely fluent grammar to make people understand you, because you learn Vietnamese to talk to people, right? If you learn Vietnamese to talk to people, so you know you just need to get pronunciation right, and then even you speak wrong grammar, people will still understand you. Tips for reading. Actually, there are many words in writing language which we don't use for speaking. So whenever you read something in Vietnamese, just try to grab the key word. Because you know, if you want to like know all of the words in the text, we might not really use them in daily life. I mean, in speaking as well. So I think that just grab the keywords, at least like you can understand 70%, 80%, and then you see some words that's kind of like happen in the text more often, and then you can like pick it up later. That's all for the reading. Tips for writing. Actually, this is quite fun part. So if you have a list of 10 new vocabulary, you can try to make a paragraph from maybe at least like 50% of the words. I like to see my students writing sometimes, because I can see that how creative they are. So yeah, for example, like from the list of these 10 words, and then you can make a paragraph like this. Or just make some sentence by connecting the vocabulary together. Last but not least, it is about personal pronouns. I know we have a lot of personal pronouns and it's very, very complicated, but if you really want to prove to Vietnamese that you're learning Vietnamese, then you should try to learn how to use personal pronouns properly. This shows how you respect other people and also reveal your intention when you communicate with them.
Chào em. Ô, chào bà.
Ô, chào cháu. Nói tiếng Việt rồi thế.
So, if you're learning Vietnamese or you plan to learn Vietnamese, remember, get the pronunciation right. Don't pay too much attention to the grammar. Just try to focus using the grammar in a natural way by speaking or writing down the sentences. Practice like listening every day, 5 or 10 minutes. Remember vocabulary, spelling, and practice writing down the vocabulary or speaking the new words with friends, with their language partner. Choose the reading material that you are interested in, any topic that you interest, even if it might be a bit more difficult for you, but as long as you enjoy it. But of course, the best if you can understand like 50% of it, make a routine to write the paragraph of at least like 50% of the new words you just learned. And last thing, to prove to impress Vietnamese that you are really serious about learning Vietnamese, try to get the pronunciation. Pronunciation as well. Try to get the pronunciation and use the right personal pronouns. Anyways, this is just my opinion based on my teaching experience. So I hope that it can help you. And if you have any question, please feel free to contact me or just comment below the video. Thank you for watching and hope to see you soon. Bye.
But old man doesn't wear this, you know.
Doesn't matter, I'm a stylish old man.